when you are attracting something that feels negative, there's so much of a space of discontentment. You're like, I don't like this. This doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like me. It doesn't feel like who I am. It is because that is source saying, this is not you. You're a high frequency. You don't belong here. This doesn't feel right, because it's not where you are. It's not a match. Now, if you create more of that energy so that you're in a dominant frequency of negative, okay, so like every day I just think the world is terrible and I just keep going with it and keep going with it and keep going with it, that means that now I've clouded myself up with a negative emotion. It does not mean that that frequency is still not present. It just means that I've created more of this energy that's now made that energy look smaller in comparison because of what my focus and what my feeling is of every day, which is going to take more undoing and steps to get something to feel nice. You do get to a point where it just gets so drastic that you're like, oh, I can't even stand this anymore, and you kind of give up and spend a lot of time by yourself. Either way, it gets you to the place. Your guidance is always going to get you to the place that you belong. You're not attracting things that are full of contrast or negative because you are being punished anyway. You are attracting them because of what you're focused on and what your feeling is. You are not being punished. You are being blessed because your expansion is with that. Anything that's negative, you always feel into appreciation once that's gone. Anytime that you feel into the appreciation, feel into what your desire is. So if you are in a space where you're not liking what's around you, go to the space and why you attracted it. Why would I attract something like this? Like, say for instance, you're attracting somebody that's super selfish and only cares about themselves and doesn't communicate, and you want to communicate. Well, what does that tell you? That tells you that you don't focus on yourself, that you're too busy focusing on this other person or this other person that's behaving that way, and then looking at it as negative. So you're taking yourself right to that frequency. You're taking yourself right to that vibration, and then you're a match. And then you're a vibrational match. If you cut it off and you say, I don't deserve that, there's plenty of people that have done that. I don't deserve that. That's not nice. It just depends on what you're willing to tolerate. If you are not willing to tolerate anything negative, you don't get it. You don't get it because you shift your focus. You shift your focus. Anytime it comes in, you feel sturdy enough, solid enough to be able to shift your focus. If you do not feel sturdy enough, if you do not feel that empowerment, that strong connection to your guidance, that strong connection to source, you're probably going to tolerate it. But that wobble is going to wobble itself into a place where you feel so solid later on, because you're going to attract a whole bunch of shit that's going to feel terrible. And then you're going to say, I'm never doing that again. And you're going to stand up for yourself, and you're going to be in the place of empowerment. So your energy is so sturdy, it cannot come back unless you do the same thing over again. That's why patterns repeat, because you want to feel better in that situation. Any questions? Love you.